This is my review on the Reign of Superman. Or is it the Reign of... It's Reign of... Reign of Superman. I don't know what that word means. I know of Reign. I guess multiple Supermans, which is about multiple Superman, because the Superman that we know and love, Clark Kent, is dead. Been dead for 6 months after saving the day by paying the ultimate price, which is his life, after he confesses his love to Lois Lane and reveals his secret identity. This one, everything seems all happy for Clark Kent. He gets killed off. And this one, everything's going good for him. He gets taken away from his life getting taken away from him. And him realizing how lucky of a guy he was. And how great of a life he had. And so, 6 months later, there are 4 new Superman theory going around that might be the real that Clark Kent Superman incarnate and reincarnated. And Lois can't help but wonder if any 4 of those is really Clark reincarnated. One's a young boy that's a bit dated because he watches a bunch of 90s stuff and uses 90s references. And he gets the nickname, the world comes to know him as, not Superman, but Superboy. Even though he wanted the Superman title, but he gets Superboy. Because, well, he is technically a minor. And, Cyborg Superman is what the Cyborg Superman is, and there's another Superman called Cyborg Superman, and then there's another Superman called that's basically a Black Iron Man type called Steel, but they don't really use a superhero name. Or use Cyborg Superman's name. Or use, the only one that they use is, for superhero name is Superboys. And this is like, cold-hearted judge Superman that acts like a judge and an executioner for past criminals and recent criminals. After Lois Lane is trying to uncover the truth of who could be really Clark, and, also, like, Lois's ex. The one guy gets most developed, I think, is Cyborg Superman, I think. Which is sad because he ends up being the villain of the film. And you feel bad for him, a lot bad. And he does such a good job convincing to even those who have read the Reign of Superman run know that he's not the real Clark Kent Superman. He's this phony imposter. But he does such a the guy that plays plays the voice of that character does such a good job adding such charm and likability, but you can tell that something's like creepy and off about him, but something's heroic and noble about him. But you're not really sure what side he chooses, but he always, for the most part, seems to be a good guy. Kind of like all the other Supermen. But he seems like he knows the most what is the right thing, what is the wrong thing, and where it's a line to be line to cross more than any other Superman. Sort of like the original Clark Kent Superman. So that's, and he even, as morals, he even asks how he carries himself, how he talks. He seems like the real deal. So the public is convinced that he is the real Superman. That he is Clark Kent, Superman. Everyone's convinced except for Lois. Even the entire Justice League, even Batman, the most paranoid Justice League member ever. But I guess since Clark was his best friend and all, I guess he's not as paranoid. And I like how he delivers this line to the Justice League saying, someone should go say hi to him. And that's when the Superman's just keeping watching, looking, and then when all hell breaks loose with parademons and stuff, Superboy's putting his life online along with Steel, and the Superman that executes people, that's only criminals, and attempts to execute Lex Luthor, who is legally an ex-criminal. That's where Cyborg Superman makes his appearance. Makes his entrance to the screen. And he tries to talk some sense into the executioner Superman, who's a little uptight about doing the whole right and wrong thing because he commits murder to criminals and says criminals deserve to be executed. And Cyborg looks, I don't like Lex Luthor either, but he's legally not a criminal, so there's nothing we can really do. And there's a line to be crossed. So, yeah. All four Superman, all three other Supermans put a stop to the executioner Superman, which I forget his name. And then it turns out Cyborg Superman is having his mind messed with by Darkseid. Literally, he is messing with his mind. As in brainwash. Scrambling his memories. Period. Everything that you shouldn't do with a person's mind that's legally considered dead. And yeah. The only thing that's alive about him is his brain and his memories, I guess. Because that ain't the guy's body. Yeah, the guy used to be an astronaut. The astronaut has so much faith in Superman. He blindly believed that Superman was going to stand by in the middle of whatever he was doing just to save him, because he believed that Superman could save everybody. That he can save everyone. Not that he tries to save everyone. And he thinks that just because he doesn't save one person, three people, he thinks that he doesn't try to save everyone, even though he does. See, the conflict about Superman is that the inner conflict of, he doesn't know the inner conflict of Superman is that he wants to help everyone, but the question is, should he help everyone? And how much he should help. That's always been his inner conflict, plus other stuff like Reality Secret, delaying the Reality Secret into Lois and the Reign of Superman, and that was what mostly focused on the inner conflict of Superman. And yeah, that's what they focus on, the conflict. For the conflict for Superman, for the death of Superman. Now the conflict they focus on here is identity. which path does Cyborg Superman choose? Villain or justice? As in be a hero and change and learns to forgive Superman even though he couldn't do it. Even though he learns to forgive Superman for blindly putting all of his trust into him, and that also forgetting himself for his wife's death. That really left a mark on him. His wife died, and a friend of his died, but his wife, that was a bit of a bruise for him. Hard hit for him. So it's either forgiveness or revenge. Oh, and by the way, that Superman that executes people, turns out he is actually powering, when he goes to the Fortress of Solitude just to let Superman hit all of his power as much as he can at a time. And then he steals an intruder, because then steals investigating that Superman and find out what's his agenda, what does he stand for, where does he stand. Turns out he's just protecting Superman, and he is Superman's bodyguard.